All right, so you're going to start with your paper. You just need like a rectangular sheet of paper. Take your paper and you're going to fold it halfway across, going vertical with the vertical line there. And do that halfway. Fold it just like that. Go ahead and open it back up, and then you're going to take it and fold it in half. So meet it in the middle right here and make that fold. And then take the other side and do the same thing. Take it and meet it in the middle. So halfway across and fold it just like that. And then you've got 4 different sections. It kind of looks like a little menu or a brochure or something. Okay, from here, you're going to take it and fold it in half again, but this time it's a horizontal fold. Like that. And one more time, a horizontal fold. And increase it right here. So once you open it now, you've got a lot of little boxes, but your front face should have 8 squares. So if you did that right, this is what it's looking like, and it opens like this. So from here, we're going to go ahead and take a pair of scissors, and we're going to cut off this first flap. We're just going to cut off the first flap, and I'm going to, so just cut that off. All right, and then I'm going to cut in the creases of these other indentions. Okay, so this one is cut off. Now I have 3 little wings here. Now I'm going to do the same thing over here. I'm going to cut across, cut across, cut across. All right. So this is what my paper is looking like. Over here I've got 4 little wings, and over here I've got 3 little wings. So this is what it looks like just stopped. Now I'm going to go ahead and start putting the information on top of my foldable. So in my top square on the left hand side, I've got noun. That's the part of speech that we're focusing on. And then across from that, I've got the question, what is a noun? And my question mark. And then on the flaps underneath, I've got proper for the first one, singular, concrete, common, plural, and then abstract. This is the outside. Now we're going to put some information on the inside of the flaps. Okay, that's what we're going to do now. So looking at proper first, we've got proper says a very specific name that begins with a capital letter. On the other side for common, we've got a general, common person, place, or thing. And let me go back over here. So for the inside, we're going to put examples in the flaps. So for the very specific name that begins with the capital letter, we've got things like Kroger, Nike, and Mr. Fox. On the other side, for the very general, common person, place, or thing, we have things like a grocery store, a shoe, and a teacher. So these are not very specific. Over here, the proper nouns are the ones that are very specific. So you've got Kroger compared to just saying the grocery store. And then you've got Nike compared to saying, oh, it's just a shoe. And then you've got Mr. Fox, very specific name, versus just saying teacher. All right? So let's remember that we are talking about what is a noun, and this is the definition right here. A person, place, thing, or idea. So let's continue on with the flaps for singular, plural, concrete, and abstract. All right, underneath the singular noun, we've got a reference to one person, place, or thing. And here's some examples. We've got cat, house, party, hero. So all of these are singular. We're talking about one thing specifically each time. On the plural side, we've got a reference to more than one person, place, or thing. And here's some example. We've got cats with an S at the end. We've got houses with an S on the end. And we've got parties. So we've dropped the Y and we added IES. And then we've got heroes. We added the ES here. And in most cases, whenever you're taking a singular noun to a plural noun, you're going to add an S or an ES. If it's singular, there's no S. If it's plural, you're going to add an S, add an ES, or you're going to drop the Y and add IES so that we know that there's more than one. Okay, and then for our concrete, it's an item that can be sensed with one of the 5 senses. Here's some examples. So these can be sensed with the 5 senses. And we know the 5 senses are hearing, seeing, smelling, tasting, and feeling. So with the skunk, you can see a skunk. You can also smell a skunk if it lets out some of its fumes. Okay? An odor is something that you can smell. The air is something you can feel. And a tree is something you could feel if you went up and touched it, and you can see it also. All right, so that makes all of these a concrete noun because you can sense them with one of the 5 senses at least. On the other side, our abstract noun is an idea that is a state of mind. It cannot be detected by the 5 senses. And that just means that you can't see it, you can't hear it, you can't taste it, you can't smell it, you can't feel it. So you can't do any of those 5 senses with an abstract noun. So here's some examples. You've got things like love, bravery, freedom, and fear. These are things that happen and they develop in your mind. Are you in love? Do you really love your game? Do you really love your phone? Okay, these are a state of the mind. Freedom. It's like, well, what is freedom? It's different for everybody. That's how you know that it's an abstract noun, because everyone has their own perception of what it means in their head. Okay, or even fear. Fear to somebody could be, I'm so afraid of spiders. And fear to somebody else is, I'm so afraid of, getting a bad grade on my assignment. There's different levels of fear, and what someone thinks is fear may not be fear to someone else. So that's how we know that it's an abstract noun, because it's a state of the mind. So this is what your full foldable should look like for nouns. Okay, this is everything. Make sure that you've got all of your paper filled completely with all of this good information on a noun. Any questions that you have, you should be able to come back to this as a reference in the future.